It's always good to get to know the person behind the doctor, so we're excited to get to know a little bit more about Dr. Eduardo Hariton today. This is Fertile Edge, a podcast by Reproductive Science Center of the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm Bill Klaproth. Dr. Hariton, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
You bet. So, simple question right at the start. Why did you become a doctor?
Because of the people. I always knew growing up that I wanted to work surrounded by people and helping people. That can be in medicine, that can be in many other areas. And it was truly during a summer that I spent abroad working as a paramedic in ambulances, helping people, setting fractures, helping car accidents, really getting my hands dirty and spending time helping people, that I realized that medicine was the path for me. I love the science, I love the energy, but I mostly loved the relationships. You didn't get to build those in the ambulance because it was a one-off encounter. So then as I got through medical school, I wanted to choose a field that where you truly got to build those longitudinal relationships and spend some time with an individual and their families.
So, why become a fertility expert then?
Well, I always thought I would be a cancer doctor because I wanted to work with people who were invested in their health. I wanted to come at a point that was difficult for them, really get to know them as individuals, know their family, and help them through that period of life, whatever the outcome would be. And then I found pregnancy and specifically reproductive medicine, where you come to people's lives at a time where things aren't working out as well as they wanted to, or where you can make a meaningful impact, and you get to know them quite well, take them to diagnostics, take them through treatment, and hopefully give them something that really changes their life, not just at a given moment, but for the better. When I was doing obstetrics, it was pregnancy, it was people who had addiction or bad habits that were really trying to better themselves for not only them, but for their future as a parent and for their infants. And then in fertility, it's similar. It's a couple that's trying to build a family, hasn't been able to. And me and my team get to come in and really support them through what is an emotional journey and ultimately help them build a family, which is what they ultimately seek. So it's a true privilege to get to do this every day. And I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. A true privilege in trying to help a young couple start a family. That is for sure. So, how long have you been at the Reproductive Science Center of the San Francisco Bay Area? And how did you find your way here?
So I trained in the East Coast. So I did my medical school at Harvard and I got an MBA while I was there because I'm interested in the innovative side of fertility and thinking about different ways in which we can use new technologies to help our families grow in more effective ways, more efficient ways. I then came to the Bay Area and did my fellowship at I did my residency at the Harvard Hospital, Brigham and Women, and MGH, and then came out to do my fellowship at UCSF. Fell in love with the Bay Area, the energy, the weather, and ultimately found a great group at the Reproductive Science Center. So we are currently 11 physicians. I've been here a little bit under a year, and it's a really good team of doctors that are invested in their patients. We work together as a team, but we also spend the time individually with our couples and our patients to get to know them, to help understand what their goals are and help them with their families. So I'm truly very grateful to have found a spot here, and I enjoy it every day.
Absolutely. Well, there is a lot to enjoy every day, and it's easy to fall in love with the Bay Area, that's for sure. So let's talk about your personal life a little bit. Do you have a family, Dr. Hariton?
I do. So I am married to a wonderful woman. I have two little girls, age 4 and 2, that keep me busy when I'm not at work, but also I think add a whole new layer of meaning to the work that I do. I think, when I was going through training before I had children, I knew that it was important and I knew I wanted to have a family at some point. But I think since I became a parent, I think working with couples to help them get to their own families has taken on a whole new meaning. Um, Outside of work, we live in Marin, which is a a beautiful area. I get to go outdoors a fair bit. We have a dog, and just truly enjoy the beautiful nature and everything that this area has to offer.
So you mentioned your dog and being outside in Marin County, which is gorgeous. There's so much to do. What else do you do for fun when you're not being a doctor? Any special hobbies you'd like to share with us?
Hobbies go out the window a little bit when you have kids under 5. But I used to play a lot of soccer, and still watch quite a bit. Play a little bit of tennis, and then there's a lot of beautiful hikes around here and nature. We just got some electric bikes, so trying to get those out on the weekends and just spending some times outdoors. I think we all spend too much time in the office, not getting enough sun. So I try, when I'm not on call at the clinic, try to get out there and get some sun myself with sunscreen.
Oh, always important to remember the sunscreen for sure. So let me ask you this: if you could look back, as you look back upon your life, if you could tell your younger self any advice, what would it be?
I would say the path to medicine is hard, and it takes a long time. It takes a lot of sacrifice, both personal, in terms of family life. And I think, as a couple, my wife followed me around the country as I jumped around from hospital to hospital training. But I think the meaning that I find in taking care of people and building those relationships is truly special. I did not get it in other aspects of work that I've had. You don't get it from PowerPoint, you don't get it from Excel. I think those relationships are truly meaningful. And the path is hard, but I think ultimately you spend 60-70% of your waking hours at work throughout the bulk of your life, and you have to do something that you really like. And I'm very lucky that I found something that I enjoy and that I hope to do for many more decades. And I would tell my younger self that was working 24, 28-hour shifts in the hospital, missing some holidays at home, missing weddings, to say it's all worth it. You love what you do, and ultimately your friends will understand.
Absolutely. That's great advice for all of us. And I love when you said the meaning that this job gives you, it gives you an opportunity to build meaningful relationships. I think that is so cool. And that's exactly what we all want from our physicians, and especially someone that's helping you try to conceive and have a child for sure. Dr. Hariton, this has been great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, Bill. I appreciate it.
You bet. If you found this podcast helpful, please share it on your social channels and check out the full podcast library for topics of interest to you. This is The Fertile Edge, a podcast by the Reproductive Science Center of the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm Bill Klaproth.